Hispanics are causing panic, baby. Let's do it.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What a fight! I think they're gonna win it.
Juan, the Hispanic causing panic, Lascano.
Smile from Sammy Pacquiao. Oh, down goes Surdo.
Hispanics are causing panic, baby. Let's do it.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? D-Style Boxing here. Thanks to those joining me live, and to those that be joining me on archive. I'm being joined by the one and the only G Funky. All right, what's going on, everybody? This is the Hispanics Causin Panic, episode 65. Man, we're getting ready to get this show on the road. Here I am. Of course, once again, I'm your host, D-Style Boxing. And we are making our, we're returning to the audio waves. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, and more audio versions obviously gonna, be coming out. So, you guys can listen to us on audio form. Get those earbuds out. Listen to us in the gym. Listen to us while you run errands. Or you just want to, you don't want to hear the wife no more. You just want to put them on. Just listen to Hispanics, Causin Panic. That's what it's all about. Here I am. I'm over here, in El Paso, Texas. Chief Funky's in Sacramento. 915-916. Hispanics, Causin Panic, stand up. How's it going, Chief Funky?
It's going well, man. I'm ready to talk some boxing. Got a lot of interesting topics, a lot of stuff going on. I want to say what's up to everybody that's in the chat right now. Make sure to hit the like button. That's the best way to help the show, man. You want to help the show in any way, hit the like button.
The podcast is back on podcast form, Chief Funky. Well, what do you make of it, brother?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Let's get the HCP out there in the radio waves again, and reach as many earbuds as we can.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, we're just chilling here, as you can see. So a lot to talk about here. First thing I want to touch on with you, G Funky, the Hispanic Causin Panic of the week. We talked about him yesterday. At least this is who I think, unless you have someone else in mind, but I think Michel Rivera, after his tremendous victory, is the HCP of the week, brother. But how do you feel about it? Michel Rivera, Hispanic Causin Panic. How do you feel?
Oh, I agree 100%. Michel Rivera was spectacular. He got dropped. Shit happens. But the way he responded, I know that we've been hard on a few guys for getting hurt and getting rocked. But those are, again, different situations. What we seen from Rivera was when he got dropped, he got up and fought hard and recovered quickly. And then ended up stopping this guy just a few rounds later. So he showed tremendous toughness and, mental strength. And, I love that, man, in a fighter. So I see good things for him, but I agree. HCP of the week, Michel Rivera.
That's right, man. That is right. If you guys can think of anybody else, you let me know. But that's who we got. That's who's been nominated. That's who I think is ahead of the curve and all that stuff. If you don't mind, G Funky, let me give a shout out to everybody in the chat here. Puerto Rican Rum, HLD. How's it going, brother? Run PMC, A-Rod, Boxeo. He'll be on after this show on Al Chile. Calix says he's hitting the heavy bag while he's listening to HCP. Tune in tomorrow for Power Punches with Calix on his channel. All right, so make sure you check that out. H Money in the building, bro. Okay, so H Money series in the building. He's chilling, all right. And just to go over this rundown here, I mean, just look at the schedule, bro. Look at the schedule, brother. Look at this. All right. HCP is war that was yesterday. Catch if you didn't catch it, catch the replay on G Funky's channel. Okay. And all that good stuff. I just got the word that Al Chile has been canceled, so no Al Chile. All right. Al Chile is Al Chile. You know what I mean? So that's that.
Right.
But anyway, mano a mano on Maestro A. And of course, HCP podcast we're on right now. Women Crushing Wednesdays tomorrow on In the Ring with Christine. That's the channel. Calix Boxing Power Punchers. The Roundtable on Thursday, followed by Overtime on Maestros. And of course, Ringside Reporter every Sunday. You could always catch them live on here and all that good stuff. All that. Yo, man, El Surdo Ramirez returning to the ring. He did sign a deal with Golden Boy. He's part of the Golden Boy, you know what I mean, card on DAZN. Pretty good card. Catching on DAZN for all you boxing heads out there. On DAZN. What do you make of it, G Funky? Surdo Ramirez against Sullivan Barrera.
I'm like this on it, kind of take it or leave it. I want to see Surdo in there with somebody legit, man. Barrera is just not. He's just never been that good. He's just always been okay. We talked earlier about it, and we kind of were like, that was the guy that was the stepping stone for Andre Ward a few years back when he was going into the light heavyweight division to take on Sergey Kovalev back a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And, he dog walked him and like expected. So, yeah, I'm not too excited for the main event. I feel like the co-feature, I know we don't like to say that around here, but I feel like that fight is a much better fight. And I feel like that should be the main event. It's a better matchup. And I feel like there's a lot more at stake in that fight for those two fighters than this one. So, like I said, Barrera is just, he's always been okay to me, never really been excited for him,
I'm okay with the fight because Surdo was out for a while, you know what I mean? So just to come in, first fight, and it's going to be at 175, so it's a good fight to kind of get acclimated. And I do think he's going to win this fight. Do you think he knocks him out? I have a feeling he's going to knock out Sullivan Barrera, but how do you see it?
I agree. I think he's been, picked for the reason, he's kind of a name, I guess, at 175. He's been in with some guys, has never gotten that big win at 175. But I feel like, he's going to stop him for sure. I want to say mid rounds, That's
right. HLD says D-Style had to take Ness to deep water and KO him in the late rounds. We might talk about that later in the show, but we'll see about that. All right. Darkness has fallen on here. D-Style, good job this morning. I was on the Boxing Voice for those that didn't check it out. I will upload some of the clips later tonight. You could tune into that for sure. Okay. LT, there's Madre in the building. How's it going, LT? Hey, Joe. So Surdo Ramirez, check him out. That's going to be the main event. But, man, Jojo Diaz versus Fortuna, bro. Javier Fortuna. It's a hell of a fight. Could be a fight of the year candidate because Jojo, even though I do think Jojo can box his ass off, but sometimes when he gets clipped, he likes to just sprawl it out. You know what I mean? He loves to fight. So he likes to bring the fight. You know what I mean? Jojo Diaz, 135 against Fortuna. Two-part questions, you fuck you. One, do you think he's going to stay at 135 and campaign at 135, or do you think it's just an in-between fight and then he'll go back down to 130, and campaign with those guys, and who do you think is going to win this fight?
Well, I think this is going to be the permanent home, or I shouldn't say permanent, but for the time being, I think Jojo is going to remain at lightweight. He missed weight. It wasn't like he missed weight by like a quarter pound or a half a pound or something like that. He was 3 pounds over the limit, I think it might have been 3 1/4, actually, if I'm not mistaken. So I feel like it's just time for him to move up. If you can't make the weight anymore, you can't make the weight, move up. He didn't look that good in his last fight. He had a draw with a dude named, I believe his name was Rakamoff or something like that. Yeah. I'm not good. Like I said, I'm not good with the names like that. did my best, but yeah, he didn't look spectacular in that fight to me. And I do think it was because he struggled to make weight, and he probably got to the night of the fight or the day of the fight and said, I can't do this anymore. I'm just screw it, whatever. Come in, miss weight. And then now he's moved up. He took Ryan Garcia's spot, I believe, to fight Fortuna. And I think this is a hell of a fight, man. My official prediction will go like this, man. I'm going to pick Diaz to win this fight. And I really like the way he fights. He boxes well. Not the best defensive guy, but that makes him exciting to watch, and you hit the nail right on the head when you said he's one of those guys that could be boxing and looking good, but you clip him with something and now he wants to fight, and that's kind of what happened in the last fight. He looked like he was going to outspeed this guy that he was in there with. All of a sudden, this dude kept coming forward and hitting him with shots, and then all of a sudden we had ourselves a pretty good fight, that ended in a draw. This fight here, though, I think it's going to be a little bit tougher because, again, it's his first fight at 135. And he's taking on a guy who can punch in Fortuna. And they're both southpaws, I believe. So, that always makes things interesting. But the thing with Fortuna is not only is he a southpaw, but he's very unorthodox. He's not the most polished, most technical guy in the ring. And he does throw wild shots, but he's crafty with it. And here's why I say that, because when you see him throwing shots sometimes that are kind of wild, sometimes in the midst of those wild shots, he'll throw like the perfect straight shot, and land it and hurt guys. So he's dangerous, man. And not only that, and I've said this several times about Fortuna, why I think he's such a dangerous fight for anybody at 135 is because he will get dirty with you in there. He will hit you low if he has. He will hit you, on the thighs, on the ass, behind the head, on the elbows, wherever he can land that shot, he's going to land it. And those shots hurt, man. After a while, you might not be able to take those kind of punches where he's beating on you on a part of your body that you're not used to getting hit for 12 rounds. So he's going to be a tough out for anybody. But I just feel in this fight that Diaz is the better boxer, and I feel like he throws the shorter, sharper, and faster shots. I think his punches will get to the target much quicker, but he's JoJo's going to have to be careful, man. If he gets clipped with something, he might get hurt. Who knows? Again, he's moving up in weight for the first time at 135. So I think this is going to be an exciting fight, man. I can't wait to see it, and I feel like it should have been the main event, but it's not. But shout out to Golden Boy, man. This is a really good card they got.
Absolutely. Shout out to JC, man. I appreciate the support there, brother. He says, Yo Diaz. Okay. You know what, man? I have a feeling he is going to go down if he loses this fight, brother. If Fortuna stops him or wins this fight convincingly, he might say to himself, like, maybe I just have to live that fighter's lifestyle and do what I got to do to make 130, because if he loses the fight, if he comes out victorious and beats Fortuna, a top 10 dude in the division, then he's going to stay in campaign. I think it's going to depend on the outcome of this fight. As far as who's going to win, I do believe JoJo is going to be a little more disciplined for this fight. I know JC's calling him undisciplined, right when I said that, but for this fight, he's got to be disciplined. Like, he's got to know he's going to face someone who's dangerous, and he's got to have a game plan where if he boxes, it's going to frustrate Fortuna a lot. Look, Fortuna's been inactive. You got to take advantage of that, make it a fast-paced fight, but be smart. And I think that rust will work against Fortuna, obviously. So that's why I got, man. Now, the girls will be fighting as well. Sulem Urbina will be fighting, and Seniesa Estrada will be fighting. You guys definitely got to check them out. Seniesa Estrada, in my opinion, G-Funky, at least from the eye test, and I know that doesn't say everything, to me, is the most skilled women's boxer on the planet. Like, no, but like, yes, Amanda Serrano has more accomplishments, right? Clarissa Shields has accomplished more. Her divisions are kind of weak too, like 20 women in the world in those divisions, So, see, this Estrada just very, very talented. I mean, when I look at her, I don't say to myself, like, yeah, she fights like all the girls or nothing like that. She's extremely talented. And it's not just skills for a girl. She's got skills, period. So I'm looking forward to her. And Sulem always brings it. and is a warrior in the ring. So I'm looking forward to them. What do you think about the girls fighting this weekend?
Yeah, those are two good fights as well for the ladies there. I agree with you. Estrada she's very skilled, man. I like what I see from her boxing ability, the hand speed, the quickness. She lands clean shots. I like it, man. I like what I see from her. And Sulem, she's a friend of the show. She's been on here before with us to talk some boxing and stuff. Glad to see her back in the ring. She came up short in her last fight. But, let's see her bounce back strong here and get a good win, And I think she will win this fight. So we'll see, man. Like I said, man, there's a good fights, man. Friday night is going to be something else, man. I can't wait to get home from work, get myself a nice cold beer and watch these fights, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Make sure you guys do that, man. It's going to be a great night of boxing. We like to. I like to be transparent here on HCP, brothers. I haven't been the biggest follower of women's boxing. All right. There's a lot of channels doing a great job with that. We're catching up, obviously. You know what I mean? But, there's channels like Ring IQ that do a good job, covering women's boxing, and other channels as well, not to diminish them and all that. But if you want me to give you guys a breakdown about Seniesa Estrada's opponent, I just don't got it for you guys. But I'll be watching with everybody. You know what I mean? She fucking knows everybody, though. She fucking knows who she is, right, She Funky?
I wish. And, I'm just like you, man. Like, and I said this to a lot of the female fighters that we had on the show. I wasn't really big into the female side of the sport because just the way that I was raised, man. Like, I was raised to to protect the women, not to let the women fight. So it was a little difficult at first to get used to it, So, like I said, we're doing our thing. We're doing our best to support the women out there in the sport of boxing. And shout out to those guys, those channels that you named, because they do a tremendous job talking the women's side of boxing.
Yeah, that's right, man. And it's just a matter of, just following the sport, keeping up with it. And like in a couple months, maybe a year from now, we're going to be like talking about the women just like we do about the men. You know what I mean? But hey, we got to do what we got to do. You know what I mean? But make sure you guys check those out, and we'll definitely talk about it on HCP Uncensored Monday. You know what I mean? All that.
That's right.
So. Yo, I want to talk about this, brother. I got it on the picture here. You know what I mean? It's Chief Funky. I don't know if you know this, Chief Funky. And I got to whisper this because we're going to talk about conspiracies.
Oh, boy.
Hey, Chief Funky, so I don't know if you know this. It's a secret, though, okay? It's a code. So don't give your code out, okay? But look, check it out. Wilder is planning I'm not Wilder. I'm sorry. Wilder knows about it, right? But so, I guess he's in on it somehow too. But Deontay Wilder, Chief Funky, all right, he figured it out. There's a grand master plan to cheat again.
Oh boy!
Like they are scheming as we speak. Fury's not even worried about training all that. They're trying to figure out how to cheat. I don't know what they're going to do. I heard he's going to try to fit a 6-shooter in the glove. Oh, don't laugh. That's what I heard. So he's going to have to shoot Deontay Wilder to beat him this time. Because, he's motivated. You know that, right? Malik Scott has him motivated.
Oh, yeah.
Deontay Wilder has uncovered the truth. He did speak to, but before, look, obviously he did the interview on 78 Sports TV. Well, shout out to him. The interview's there on his channel. You guys go check it out. Didn't ask the type of questions I would ask, but nonetheless, he asked what he asked, and Deontay Wilder give us his thoughts, and he did claim, and I'm seeing this all over, by the way. He did claim that they are scheming as we speak, and he's trying to figure out another way to cheat. What do you make of it, Chief Funky?
Pobrecito Wilder. That's what I think. You know, he's really battling some stuff, I think. He just cannot accept the defeat, you know, and it's kind of getting like borderline sad at this point. Like now they're already building in the excuse now is what they're doing. This is already a predetermined notion before the fight even starts that they're going to cheat again. He's planning to cheat again, no doubt about it. So I mean, why even take up the fight then? Like in all seriousness, if you know these guys are planning to cheat and you know that they cheated the first time, why even get in the ring with this guy again? Especially if the commission is letting them get away with it. Like that's the really funny part of this whole thing, you know? That's the funniest part is that you blamed the Nevada Athletic Commission, also California as well, you know? Shout out to Coco. They got him again. Yeah, they're planning on getting him again, apparently. But, like, why go back to that commission? Like, what are they going to do different this time to make sure that he doesn't cheat, you know? What is it? And shout out to our friends over at Ringside Reporter. Joe Habib made a video earlier today where he's talking about how the problem is this. Like, why isn't Wilder making any adjustments, you know, if they cheated, you know?
What do you mean? He's on it, bro.
Yeah,
like Detective Gadget, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he doesn't want to admit that he just got beat by the better man. It has to be Fury cheated. You know, like this is just dumpster juice is what this is, man. These excuses have got to go, man. Be a man, accept your loss, come back strong, and try to win the third fight.
That's bro. You know? We're past that. Like we're past even giving him that advice. Like that is like it's gone. The idea that Wilder's going to listen to anybody telling him.
He's gone himself. You know, like this is just like, man, unbelievable. How he and then his the craziest part is that his fans believe it. Like, yeah, the champ, they're going to cheat you again. Like, why get back in there then? Why do it again? You know, you really want to go in there and suffer getting hit with egg weights again, like you claimed? Get poisoned and I don't know what crazy stuff they're going to do this time. First it was the costume, the loose glove. Padding was removed, egg weights.
Bro, it's like a battered wife, bro. It's like you know the battered wives keep going back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what it is. Are they going to allow Fury to walk into the ring with a baseball bat or something next? Like, what? I don't understand. I just don't understand why he would say this. Why he continues to do it? It's just foolish, looking very foolish and weak and pathetic at this point, man. With all his excuses. I don't even know what to say anymore, man.
Detective Wilder. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on over here, brother? What do you mean there's a big, grand conspiracy? Like what do you mean? We need Alex Jones on this fucking case, brother. You know what I mean? Oh, they're trying to score Wilder again, and then they're going to do it. Like, what is this? This InfoWars dumb shit. And then Malik Scott's in a whole nother universe, bro. Like, Malik Scott actually sounds reasonable at times. Like, he's like, oh, no, look, we're working on the game plan. You know, he made a lot of mistakes in the first fight, but this time, you know, he's more focused this time. We're working on strength this time. I mean, the reality is I haven't heard one. This is what he told, all right? And shout out to Maestro because I heard it on his channel, but this is what he told Radio Raheem. He said, I haven't heard one media member, okay, that Wilder just had a bad night at the office. Motherfucker, did you listen to D-Style Boxing or what? That's what I've been saying. When I say the same thing Malik Scott says, he just had a bad night. He wasn't expecting the blitz. Okay, he looked like he had an off night as an athlete, which athletes have all the fucking time, right? D-Style Boxing gets attacked. Oh, you're a hater. You just don't like my king. You know, oh hell, my king. But his coach says the same thing. The same thing. And he's like, because, you know, the media, you know, well, why none of you saying he just had a bad night? You know, that's all we want. And that's not all you want. And that's not what he said. He said he got cheated. He didn't say he had a bad night. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Money Scott's trying to make it sound like, dude, he's speaking in a different wavelength to Wilder, bro. He's talking about he didn't acknowledge any of the cheating allegations at all. At the press conference, he told Fury, "Hey, you could punch. You rattled my eardrum too at a training camp." He confirmed that this motherfucker can bust you up your ear. You know what I mean? His own coach confirmed that. For all you, he doesn't hit that hard. You have to have an egg weight in there in order to hurt him. Because I don't want to believe it. It makes me cry. Why? Oh, I already got the thumbs down on the video because they don't like it. Shout out to everybody listening on audio form too, by the way. Like, what is this? What is this? What do you mean there's a grandmaster plan? Like, what do you mean? And Malik Scott just sits there. And then he starts speaking like reasonably. Like he's like, at the end of the day, what Wilder means to say is that we're working hard and we have a new game plan to win. Like, nah, fuck. This motherfucker's talking about how they're trying to cheat, brother. Like he ain't talking about game plan and wrong game plan and we got to do a switch around or something like that. All right? Like, oh, I got drugged. Malik Scott. Well, you know what he's trying to say is, the champ, the soon-to-be two-time champ. Well, what he's really saying is, that he just, the focus wasn't there for the first fight, but I gotta have him focused, and as long as he listens to me, in training, it doesn't matter what he's saying right now. Just, in other words, disregard everything Wilder's saying. He's listening to me. Is basically what Malik Scott keeps relaying to me every time he speaks. Okay. In every interview he has, okay? This dude's living in an alternative universe, all right? He's trying to balance being reasonable with, like, the Wilder shit. Motherfucker, like, you're juggling like a motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how many balls you got to juggle to fucking make sense of the shit this dude's doing, bro?
It's the weirdest. It's the most bizarre thing ever. And it's funny is if you pay attention, like you said, if you pay attention to what Malik Scott is saying, it's almost like he's debunking this whole Glovegate shit himself by saying things like that. Even I remember Tay Jones was talking about he was on Punch Drunk. Shout out to Punch Drunk one time where he was talking about how, well, he said egg weight because Fury got a pass of doing stuff. So he basically admit that they don't even know that he had an egg weight. Like, the shit is over. Like, give it up. Okay, you weren't cheated the first time. You just got your fucking ass kicked. Okay, stand up on your fucking 2 feet now. Be a man, train, and come back strong. Okay, tired of the bullshit. That's it. And his fans, I could care less if these guys come to the light or not. I'm through with those guys. We've already destroyed them so many times. It's not even funny, So I just want to see this fight. I want to get it over with. May the best man win. And guess what? At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck who wins because I'm not a fan of either guy. I've never been a Fury guy.
Smile, bro. Hey, but come on, dude. He tested positive before. Yeah. You know what's funny? Like, they'll ask him, like, hey, but Malik, you're saying you got cheated. Y'all in the media focusing on all the wrong things. Why are you talking about the cheating allegations? Well, y'all need to be talking about how we had a bad night. The better man won that night, but guess what? We're going to come back, make some adjustments, and win the fight. That's what you and the media need to talk about. Like, what do you mean? That's not what y'all are saying at all, dude. And Tay Jones, if you hear this, yo, Tay Jones, Ndongo knocked you out, bro. Okay, Ndongo knocked this dude smooth out. I'm just throwing that out there. Please DM me and ask me to take down this video. Please. Do it, please. Please. Hey, yo, but G-Funky, shout out to the shoe shop, by the way. Nando Yamas, Boxer Girl, Perils on here, 92 Aku, Boomerang on here. How's it going, everybody? 92 says, how are you not a fan of both these guys? Why watch the fight then? He says. Who said you have to be a fan of both guys to watch the fight? I don't know. Hey, 92 Aku's being a contrarian again, bro.
Oh, I know. He's back.
Hey, 92 will be a good interviewer, bro. Like, I'll give him that. He'll be a really good interviewer. He can play devil's advocate like a motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You should. Hey man, maybe you could join us for an interview one day. Like, I think he kicked ass in an interview. To be honest, you know.
Why watch the fight then? I'm a fan of boxing, bro. That's why. Like, come on, you know the answer to that.
Hey, but here's the thing, though. But here's the thing. I mean, look at that face, bro. He's guilty. Look at him. Look at that smile.
Oh, I know. Look at that face. My gosh.
He's
That's a
planning
guilty,
something.
it's a guilty smile, man. Who smiles like that? All right. You smile like that, we know you fucking cheated. All right.
He is planning something, brother.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's doing. Like he's like, what do you think the plan? Like, what would the plan be? Like, how does that work? You fucking like, does he call? Like, is he like? Yes. Is this the commission? All right. And remember, when we put the 6-shooter in the glove, you're not gonna see it. Okay. All right. Cool. Like what?
Right.
What? And by the way, I was watching Fred from the barbershop. Shout out to him, by the way. Right? I was up late one night, decided to listen in. He has a different, completely different theory, bro. Which debunks like everything. But like, in other words, you know, we keep hearing like oh, they covered the camera. Or, you know what I mean? But like JD was right there, right?
Yeah.
He believes that the cheating happened on like, and I think you've heard this one before by somebody else. I remember you saying it happened on the way to the ring.
Oh yes. Oh,
he did like he monkeyed with the gloves with the long robe, bro. That's what he did. That's why he was sitting there, like him sitting down is used as evidence. That's why he was sitting down.
Shout out to Boxing Eagle, aka Young Matlock, who broke that case and solved the case. It was the long sleeves on the robe of Tyson Fury. Who wears long sleeves to the ring, huh? Why can't we see his gloves? I don't know what he's doing under there. We can't see it. The fans can't see it. Well, nobody can see it. I don't know what's going on under there. They must have removed the padding then, you know? Like, this is such bullshit, man. Like, what these guys don't understand is this, okay? I know people that work for the commission. 2 people that are glove inspectors. Their job, okay? Their job is to stick. They get assigned to a fighter. Their job is to stick with that fighter until the fight is over, and the gloves are removed, and the hand wraps are removed, and they keep those things after the fight. Right? They're with him all the time. If a fighter's got to go take a piss, guess what? He's right there in the fucking stall with him, taking a piss, looking right there to make sure he's not doing nothing. That's what they do. And the same thing applies on the way to the ring. Okay? Like, what don't these guys get? They're either dumb or they just don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to this boxing shit, man. And they'll find any little excuse. You know, the long robe, he cheated on the way. I feel he might have massaged the padding away. Like, you can't even do that. That's the funny part. When we talk to Ernie Gabion, like, that's not even how the gloves are designed, you fucking idiot. Like, talk to somebody that knows what the fuck they're talking about, okay? Stop playing stupid. You got this big, giant platform, and you refuse to get an expert on. HCP had an expert on to explain it, you dumb fucks.
Lupe Pintor Seto. Lupe Pintor. He said that Ego is a straightforward dude. I could chill with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm not talking about the Bosch of Lupe Pintor, guys. Okay, that's not. Anyway. Check it out, brother. Like, what do you mean is a grand master plan? Like, what does that even mean? Like, and you know about it? Is that what you're telling me? Like, so I'm assuming he means he's assuming like I know because that's how he is. Like, this dude is so into the conspiracy, like he believes it's like a thing. Mm-hmm. Like he thinks it makes total sense because of Fury's past, but this past existed before the first fight.
Yep.
Like, what do you mean, dude? What do you mean?
And these guys were quiet as church mice. Quiet as church mice. Like, did we hear any of this shit after the first fight? You know, I've been on YouTube for 10 years.
No.
I didn't hear anybody say anything after the first fight about
no dijeron nada.
Yeah, we know he cheated because look, he popped dirty before. And he
But
had an
after the
issue with
second
glove
fight,
before, yeah, not till after he officially got beat. Now we want to make all the
yo,
excuses
yo,
in the
but
world.
here's the thing: after the second fight, there was a dude that did this. He goes like this. He's like, I knew there was something in that second fight, but I sat on the information. I didn't say anything. I wanted to see if the other brothers caught it too, so I didn't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw it, I didn't say nothing on the internet about it, but I knew. Even though I did other videos congratulating Fury on his victory, but forget about all that. That didn't matter. All that matters is that I said, I looked at him and I said, they got him. The fuck out of here. Sit your ass down. Sit down. Sit down somewhere.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Whoop, whoop. Oh, man. That's hilarious.
We've got an HCP video right now. They're talking about the cop. Copy. 10-4.
Copy. They got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, they got him. Are you fucking shitting me right now, bro? What the fuck is going on, G-Funky? What do you mean they know? What do you mean they know? Like, what do you mean? Like, he knows that something's going on. Like, so why the fuck? Like, who goes to fight somebody somewhere where you know they're going to try to cheat?
Yeah.
That makes sense of it, please.
Makes zero sense. You can't make
why
sense
would
of
you
it,
agree to fight in Vegas? Does it, you won the arbitration, he needs to fight you. Why Vegas?
Yeah.
Why not fight him in, somewhere else?
Hey, you could always, Wilder, you could always fight him in Alabama, where they allowed you to have tape past the gloves. I mean, some guys think that that's the smoking gun right there. Why is tape showing? Oh my God, I don't know. Well, the glove must be loose. Yeah, it must be loose. Yeah, he's got it in the wrist portion of the glove. Yeah, he's hitting him with the knuckles. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to see that. The whole palm is gonna.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is crazy, man.
We got him. What the fuck is going on over here, bro? Sometimes I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone out here, bro. With the shit that's being said out here, like the dumb shit I'm hearing, it's crazy, dude. What the fuck is going on? We got dudes that we used to be pretty cool with, like saying crazy ass shit, and they said other shit on the phone to me. What the fuck is going on? They used to say we would finish a StreamYard video. They'd say other shit. What's going on, bro? I'm in the Twilight Zone, brother.
You know what it is? And I wish I could play it, but we'll get a copyright. But there's a song by the OJs, and it goes, money, 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 money. That's all I can do. It'll make you do some strange things. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's all good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But see, when you're a man and you make a living on your own, like, you don't have to push bullshit like this to get paid. All right. So maybe you guys should just take some notes. All right.
Money, money, money. Money. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop.
YouTube will do that shit quick. Whoop, whoop. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just tell you something, okay? Let me just be very clear about this, all right? At the end of the day, Deontay Wilder is claiming that there's scheming and that Fury is already planning to cheat, right? Why will you fucking go fight in Vegas? All bullshit aside, why there?
Yeah.
Like, why go to the spot? Like, I keep hearing, that commission's corrupt. The commission's in on it. They're all in on it. They're all against the champ. Who's going to do the physical?
The commission.
Who's the one inspecting everything?
The commission.
Who's overseeing everything?
The commission.
Who's sanctioning everything?
The commission.
Who's handing out the checks after the fight?
The commission.
By the way, I don't know if you know this. Do you know who wrapped Wilder's hands for the fight?
No. Who was it? Breland?
Breland wrapped his hands. While Breland was wrapping Wilder's hands, JD's was in the other locker room, and that motherfucker, okay, was looking at those gloves. Yet, who's still employed with Wilder?
JD's.
Nuts. Okay, but Breland got fired. Now you trust him to wrap your hands, which is one of the most important jobs on the lead up to a fight. Okay, but so when did he drug him? Like, you know what I mean? Like he couldn't have been. How do you not know somebody didn't put shit in the water while Breland was wrapping the hands?
Right.
You know what I mean? Breland wasn't watching the water then. How do you know? Not like if it's true, right? The other thing I'm hearing before we move on to the next topic. So somebody did this, right? It was a water bottle, but they gave this to like Fury, right? And it was Andy Lee. He went to give Fury off from some water, right? And Fury's like, he goes, he kind of gestures that, where'd you get that from? And he went like this, right? So now they're saying, like this is, I want everybody to think about this for a second, okay? Yes, he said no to water that he didn't know where the fucking water came from, all right? Like, because he doesn't trust it, right? So, like, okay, I get it that that's a little like out there, but all right. So what? Like when they said, "Oh, he refused to drink the water because Wilder drank from the same water." So Andy Lee opened it and drank it. Like, well, why did he like pass out and look like this or whatever you guys claim? Now, why did you look at Andy Lee and say they got him? Like, so Andy Lee went to get the batch. Like, there's little dudes out here that say things like, "Oh, that batch was for Wilder." You know, like, what do you mean that there's a whole batch of water for Wilder when it's out there for like the teams and shit to drink, right? So everybody, like, you know how many people would be drinking shit and they're feeling oozy or some shit if that's true? You know how dumb that sounds? He didn't want to take water that he did not know where the source came from because what if they put something in it and he pops dirty for PEDs? Like, is it out there? Yes, but it makes common sense. Like, oh, but that's a sign that he feels guilty about it.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you should be watching where the fuck you take shit. All right?
I'm gonna one up you on this. And this is one I've heard. And this might be the silliest out of all of them.
Give it to us.
I seen a video. I can't remember the name of the channel, but I seen a video where this guy is saying, "Now look, this is proof that Breland drugged him," right? So apparently it's because JD's had a bottle, some off-brand bottle of water in his hand in the corner, while Mark Breland had a bottle of Dasani in his hand, right? It's like, well, why do they got two different waters? You know? Not only that, then he says, "Look, man, why is that bottle of water all cloudy?" and JD isn't. It's like maybe because that Dasani is cold. Maybe they put it in ice and they're giving Wilder cold. Like you ever seen the outside of a bottle get, that what do you call it on the outside when it's cold and then you take it out of cold? Like, I mean, come on, man. Like that was his reason. Like, look, man, it's cloudy. It's cloudy. And the people like, no, that's exactly what cold water looks like. Okay, when you chill a bottle of water on ice or something, it comes out looking like that. Okay, let's not play stupid. But that might have been the stupidest fucking video I seen on the whole thing, man.
Hey, by the way, so, this guy's in the chat right now saying, "Damn, you Spanish folk." First of all, to like really Spanish folk. Like, really? Like, you know what I mean? Like, say hombres or like, you know what I mean? Like you're giving us some like Spanish folk. Like, really? You're Spanish folk, talking reckless. Guess you upset your motherland. Lost to Italy in the Euros earlier today. Did Spain lose in soccer? I don't give a fuck. How about that? You know what I mean?
I'm not even from Spain.
But either way, it's whatever to me, right? Like, okay. But it's all cool. But folk, Come on. Right? But we're talking reckless, right? But if I say the same thing Malik Scott says, what did I say post-fight? You heard my post-fight videos.
Mm-hmm.
From jump, I said, you know what? This is me talking. Wilder was caught off guard. He got blitzed. Didn't see it coming. Didn't believe Fury. Nobody did that it was going to come right at him. Right? He had him on his back foot. All right. He hurt him in the third round. Wilder never recovered. Right? And they mercifully stopped that fight, because if they don't stop that fight, we might not even be talking about a third fight. All right.
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? So like that's clear. Like, I want to make sure you guys understand that. That's what I said. And I say, you know what? With the right adjustments, I give Wilder a decent shot to win.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? You're not saying the things that you like. At the end of the day, that's what I said, and I still feel that way. But am I as confident in Wilder doing that now with all these excuses and the way he's acting? No. I'm questioning whether, unless all this is an act and he's just putting an act out here on the internet, but in private, behind the scenes with Malik Scott, he really is working on a game plan or something, then that's a different story. But I just don't think that's the case. Do you think that's the case, you funky?
No.
I don't either. I just don't either. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, at the end of the day.
But
I just don't.
It's just the weirdest stuff, man. Like he's making it seem like, a grandmaster plan. Like there's some guy sitting behind some curtain, pushing buttons, controlling shit like the fucking Wizard of Oz or some shit. Like it's bizarre, man. Bizarre at this point.
Yeah. So that's that. Okay. There's no doubt in my mind that Deontay Wilder's caused a twilight zone out here, brother. People saying that I've changed. I'm the same dude. You can ask you, fucking the same motherfucking dude. All right. I haven't changed. People around me have changed. Start acting weird. You know what I mean? Like that's the fucking truth. All right. Yep. I've always kept it real on here. After the first fight, right? After the very first fight, I had Fury winning that fight. Did you feel the same way, G-Funk? Yeah, I felt like Fury cleared to win that fight. I thought it was close, but I thought it was clear Fury win.
The first fight, I actually scored a draw. I actually scored that fight a draw. I agreed with with the scorecards. I did pick Wilder to win that fight. And look, at the time that fight happened, I wasn't on YouTube. I wasn't active making videos. But see, I'm not one of these guys that's going to come on here and act like I picked Fury and he got robbed. Like, no, I picked Wilder. And I was telling everybody that I knew. I watched the fight at a restaurant full of people. And I was telling everybody there. And I was the guy, like, I was there with all casuals. So I was the hardcore guy there. And I was telling him, man, he's going to beat this dude. I'm telling you, he's going to knock him out. He's going to catch him with something big. He's going to knock him out. And I thought that happened in the 12th round, but it didn't, So, I felt like it was a draw, but I mean, I can clearly see why people would think Fury won the fight,
So majority of people feel that way, and at best have it a draw for Wilder at best. And then, of course, the second fight, I mean, there's no reason to even ask. We all saw what happened.
Yeah.
In the second fight. We all saw what happened, guys. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Hakan Mustang will tell you, I mean, his homeboys were on the internet talking about how Kovalev was drugged or they injected something to weaken him, and that's the only reason Ward won. I felt that was stupid then, and I feel this shit's stupid too.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm just one of the few motherfuckers keeping it consistent on here. That's all. And shout out to Loyal Roots. All right. Shout out to LoyalRoots.com, the sponsor of the show. All right. Are you down with Loyal Roots? I'm down with Loyal Roots. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man.
A shout out to them.
They just dropped some fire shorts, man. He's got all kind of different ones, but he just dropped some for, you see right here, the best team in the National League right now, the San Francisco Giants. He just dropped some fire shorts with the Giants colors on them. So anybody in the Northern California region, or if you're just a Giants fan, wherever you're at, go check them out, man.
A shout out to the Fight Doctor, Boxer Girl, Joe Lopez 40 ounce. All right. Shout out to everybody, brothers. Shout out to everybody. All right. Hey, G Funky.
Yes, sir.
So, well, first of all, do you have any final thoughts on this Wilder thing, brother?
No.
Any lingering thoughts before we proceed?
No. I just, like you said, man, this whole thing has been so bizarre, and we've lost some people. You know, they changed up on us overnight over this Wilder thing, and that's cool. It is what it is, you know. But we're gonna be keeping it real over here in HCP. That's why it's the home of real boxing talk. All right, we keep this real and consistent. All right,
that's for sure. That's for sure. That's for sure. This is what it's all about. Wilder claims that Fury cheated, guys. So that's that. You know what I mean? Canelo on the DAZN boxing show. One of the shows on the DAZN. You guys can check it out there. Was asked. Okay. Would you rather face Triple G a third time or Jermall Charlo? Triple G said, I'm sorry, Canelo said Jermall Charlo. He would rather fight Charlo over Triple G. What's your reaction to that? What are your thoughts about that?
I like it, man. But you guys all know that, you know, I'm one of the rare guys that wants to see that trilogy, just because, like I said, I think that both fights were close, you know. So I think a third fight is justifiable, you know. But at this point, I'd much rather see him fight Charlo, you know. It's a new fight. It's a fight that we haven't seen before, and I think he presents a little bit more of an interesting fight for Canelo. So I like it, man. I like the fight. I've always liked the fight. You know, we talked about it back when we first started this show, 60 plus shows back, when we were talking about we want to see Canelo fight Charlo, and we were called the Charlo fan club by some of our subscribers, you know. So again, the home of real boxing talk. We've been wanting this fight. You know what I'm saying? We've been wanting it. So yeah, I like it, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Nopal Boxianos, how's it going? Okay, how's it going? So I think that's a fight to do. And by the way, that kind of, if you remember, like there was a lot of narratives out there that, oh, he's trying to get a fight with Triple G again, and he's trying to duck Charlo. Now, you know what they're going to say now? Oh, well, now that he looked vulnerable in his last fight, that's why Canelo won. And now he's bringing up the name. Like, you know what I mean? That's what they're going to say now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, against Molina, right? Like, I don't know, man. I just think Canelo has said in the past he would fight Charlo. It's not like something like he was acting like Charlo was a unicorn. And to be honest with you, I never really felt like it was somebody to really duck. You know what I mean? Now, a lot of people agree with us now. And now that Charlo spoke out again, saying that he didn't believe in Glovegate and stuff like that, we don't really hear that narrative pushed a lot. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of resistance. Have you noticed, you fucking, like, the resistance is kind of stopped? Like, you know what I mean? I used to, like, push back hard. Like, no, you ain't ducking Charlo. But now I don't really feel the resistance. You know, it's kind of funny how someone's opinion changes the way they see them as a fighter, right?
Yep. Again, switching up, man. That's what these guys do best, you know?
It's a switcheroo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a switcheroo. Shout out to LT. He doesn't mind. I don't know why I find this funny. Charlo is a unicorn. Right?
He's the last unicorn, I guess. I don't know.
And Canelo will not return at 160, although Reynoso has said they will go down. If Spence is willing to move up, they will move down. All right. Which I think that will be a destruction. I don't think Spence should do that. That's not a
good fight. Yeah. No.
And to be honest with you, like, who's really going to give Canelo credit for that?
That's the thing, man. Like, if
that's going to be like to Canelo, that's going to be like the Spence Garcia fight, like what the Garcia fight, Mikey, is to Spence. That's what that's going to be to Canelo. You know what I mean?
Exactly. He's in a no-win situation. Because the thing is this, I'll be like, well, he's moving down to fight Spence. How come you're not moving down to fight Charlo all these years? You know, he'll have to deal with that. They don't have to deal with, oh, well, Spence is a much smaller guy. That's the only reason why I beat him, you know. And I mean, there's just narratives written all over the outcome of that fight against Canelo. I just say, why even bother? You know, he's a welterweight. Why even bother? You know, I don't even think they shouldn't have even brought up his name. Like he's not even a junior middleweight, you know? And I mean, I know he's going to end up there eventually. We all know that. But currently he's getting ready to fight Manny Pacquiao at 147 pounds for unification. So I just feel like it was a dumb move to even mention Spence's name because you're just giving these weird guys just ammunition, you know?
Yep. Man, look at that smirk, bro.
Yeah.
You know, this dude over here, like he's relishing this, like not giving Gennady Golovkin what he wants. Like he's relishing it. He honestly is, bro. He doesn't like Gennady Golovkin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he genuinely does not like him. And
That's
people need to understand. He just doesn't like the guy, right? He doesn't want to give him a payday, even though he kind of has, though, right? The fact that they don't try to make that fight, that's why they pay Gennady Golovkin so much money. Like Gennady Golovkin made almost more than half of his career earnings are because of Canelo, bro. You know? So like that's just the fucking truth right there. Now, speaking of guys that should be fighting Canelo, the fight that should be next, at least in my opinion, is the Caleb Plant fight. Eddie Hearn, shout out to the Boxing Voice. He was on the Boxing Voice earlier today in the morning. I was on the show too, by the way. You know what I mean? I was the main event, Chief Funky. You know what I mean? Like Eddie Hearn was the undercard, and I was the main event on the show. And I want to talk a little bit about something that we're talking about there. But as far as Gennady, this dude, Caleb Plant. See, I almost forgot his name. Apparently, he's being tough in negotiations, bro. Apparently, he's like really playing hardball, dude. Like from my understanding. You know, and Eddie Hearn has put out that, you know, it's basically said with not so many words. He's put it out there and he said, you know what, we give him an offer, either take it or leave it, or give us some counter offer of some sort, you know. But it looks like they're coming down to the wire. September, every day it's getting closer. The mid-September, Canelo, he's got to know who's going to fight. He's got to start a training camp. So does his opponent. So they got to get an opponent soon. So Reynoso has already come out. Even Eddie Hearn came out. They're saying they're looking at Beterbiev as a possible opponent. You know, maybe a Bivol fight. So what's your thoughts on all this, man? Like Caleb Plant specifically. What is your thoughts on Caleb Plant? You know, Hawker Mustang's boy. You know what I mean? Tell me what's going on, brother. Is he making a mistake playing too much hardball here?
I think he is, man. He has an opportunity at greatness here, you know? But, this is not good news, man, especially because, you know, we're in the summer. It's been 2 months now since Canelo's fought. Now, he's been pretty active, but it's been 2 months now, and I was expecting to hear something good come out of this, you know? Plant's got a chance to fight for undisputed, to be the first undisputed champion at super middleweight. And Canelo as well. So this is a big fight. A lot of history on the line. Not to mention all the belts on the line, man. Like, how does that? It's so frustrating, man, because like I said, man, when I was younger and I was playing sports in high school, I was such a competitor, you know, like I would never walk away from a challenge. Like I didn't care if I got beat. Like I'm going to go out there, I'm going to give it 100%. I'm not going to walk away from a challenge. This is the ultimate challenge in the sport of boxing, to become the undisputed champion in your division, to win all the belts. Not only that, you're going up there against the guy who is the face of boxing. Okay, fuck what all these other guys are saying. This guy is the face of boxing. This guy is the only superstar in boxing right now. Okay, you have an opportunity to fight this guy in front of the world. And look, he just packed in 73,000 fans in his last fight. You have an opportunity to go on the biggest stage in the boxing world and to fight this guy for all 4 belts in a division. And you want to play hardball, man. Like, I just don't get it. You're going to get paid, dude. You're going to get your money. You're going to earn more money in this fight, you know, no matter what the amount is at this point. I mean, come on, dude. Let's get this shit rolling, man. I'm sick and tired of these new fighters pussyfooting around all the time, man. Get in there and challenge your fucking self for once, all right? Look at what Manny Pacquiao's doing, man. You got to give this guy some credit. 42 years old. He's almost 42 years old, and he's going to take on Errol Spence Jr., who is considered the best welterweight in the world right now. This dude is showing you guys how it's fucking done, okay? And he's in his fucking 40s, man. And you guys don't have the balls to get in there when you're young and in your 20s and take on some of the best competition out there and get paid handsomely for it. Stop acting like a bitch and get it on, man. Let's get this fucking thing on, man. I'm sick and tired of these new age fighters, man. I just don't get it, man. They don't want to challenge themselves, man, and it's pathetic.
That's right. That's right. Shout out to Calix Boxing on here. Look, Caleb Plant, man, time to step up, bro. You know what I mean? Like I remember I made that video. He's a wanted man.
Mm-hmm.
You're a wanted man, brother. You know what I mean? Like, are you gonna fight or what, bro? I don't want to hear like, oh, they're not giving me. Like, he's talking about what he brings to the table. You bring a belt, brother. Canelo's got, you know how like the whole Tater Tank thing? It's like, oh, Tank's popular, but Tater has all the belts. Like, Canelo's got both, bro. Okay?
Yep.
He's got all the belts except one, and he's obviously more popular than you. Okay? So like, I just don't understand what you think you bring. You bring a belt, which of course is important, right? It's an undisputed fight. And that's why you're going to make 10 times more than you ever made in your career because of that. What else do you bring to the table, Caleb?
Nada.
What else do you bring? If you don't fight Canelo, Caleb, okay, they got some dudes for you, brother. And you're not going to get paid anywhere near. Shout out to Ringside Reporter Beeb. They got Morel for you. They got Benavides for you. So you want to fight those guys for 1/6 or less of what you're going to make against Canelo? What if you lose that fight and then you miss out on your payday forever? What happens then? Right? I just want to let H Money on here. What's going on, H Money?
Yo, what's good? How y'all doing?
What's good, H? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, man.
I'm good, man. I hear y'all talk about Caleb Plant and Canelo, so I had to get a piece of the action.
Go ahead, brother. Cook.
Yeah, you know, the thing is this, man. Caleb Plant, I believe he demanded $10 million. He wants $10 million to fight Canelo Alvarez. You know, when you fight in a cash cow like Canelo Alvarez, you want what you're worth. Now, this is a big fight, like you described, an undisputed fight for all of the belts, pay-per-view fight. Now, we know Billy Joe Saunders, he made $8 million against Canelo Alvarez in the unification. Now, I believe undisputed fight, he deserves a little bit more. What about you guys?
Well, yes, but like, but here's the thing, though. Like, what did he really do to make help the undisputed, though? What did he do different than Billy Joe?
See, he has the missing piece of the puzzle. Now, Billy Joe had one of the pieces of the puzzle. Now, Caleb Plant has the last. He has the missing piece. He has the last piece of the puzzle, which is the IBF world title at 168. Now, I think he should get at least 10 million, to be honest with you, bro, especially when you're fighting somebody like Canelo Alvarez, who's the cash cow, you know, and this is a bigger fight than the Billy Joe Saunders fight. That's what I think, because it's for undisputed.
Yeah, but isn't that just a technicality, though? Like, that's how I feel about it. I just, like, in other words, like, yes, it's true that the fight's are undisputed, but he didn't bring anything to the table, though. Like in other words, it's not like he has two of the belts and Canelo got the other two. It's just he sat on the belt fighting a bunch of nobodies. You know what I mean? Like, he was fighting Truax and Fagan Butts. Like, if you fight a dude with the name that rhymes with Butts, I got an issue with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, Fagan Butts. Like, what do you mean, but what? Like, and then he fights an old Caleb Truax, his tocayo. Like, I don't know about that. Okay, like no washed up Truax. What does he really like? Ramirez, Tater, they both put in the work for that undisputed. You know what I mean? Like they both contributed to that. Like, Caleb hasn't really done anything. He hasn't fought anybody. You know, like, so. Now, granted, you're right. Regardless of any of that, it's still for undisputed. I think I heard Caleb say this: 10 million is good. Isn't 10 million good?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think Daniel Jacobs got around 15 million to fight Canelo and that was just a unification fight. This has this fight is for legacy. Like you said, this could be the first undisputed champion at 168 pounds. So I honestly think I think 10 million is a good price to make this fight happen, especially if you're Canelo Alvarez. You could become an undisputed champion. I think Eddie Hearn should give Caleb Plant what he deserves. Now we seen Deontay Wilder, another fighter who really he hasn't done much, but he had that missing piece of the puzzle, the WBC world title, and he was going to get a lot of money to fight Anthony Joshua, even though he hasn't done much. But the offer was for $120 million, to face AJ. But Wilder hasn't done anything. I got to give Caleb Plant some credit for beating Uzgatagi. Uzgatagi was a tough fighter who stopped Andre Durrell. He's about to fight Benavidez. I think that was a good win right there. He was a champion, of course. But, I agree with you when you criticize Caleb Plant, his box rec, that he doesn't have a very good resume. But I honestly think Caleb Plant, he has a lot of skills. Even though his resume is not the best, Caleb Plant, he does have skills. I think he does have the skill set to give Canelo some problems. Caleb Plant, 6'1", with a very long reach. He's naturally a bigger man. He can move. He has great footwork. He got a very good jab. He has a solid defense. I think it's a great fight. I think it's very competitive. I want to see it.
Me too, man. You guys know I'm all about undisputed. I want to see all these guys be, if you're a champion, you should want to go after the champion, another champion in the division. You get that belt, go after the other one, go after the other one. Like, that's just the way that I am. Like I said, if somebody was challenging me or, oh, you're a champion in my division? No, I'm the champion. Okay, well, let's get in the ring and fucking fight it out and see who the real champion is. Like, that's just the way that I am. You guys know I'm not big on the business, but I'll say this. He should get a little bit more than Billy Joe. I believe that. And if Saunders got $8 million, was it $8 million out from just the fight itself, or was it after everything was done, like the ticket sales and all that type of stuff? I mean, like I say, I'm not big on the business, but if he comes in at 10, and it's going to be on pay-per-view most likely. I mean, depending on the platform, he's got a chance to make a ton of money. I mean, a ton of more money than he's ever seen in his boxing career. So you're going to get paid a lot, and then you're going to get a chance to fight for all the belts, man. I just don't see what the damn problem is, man. Let's get this thing on, man.
H, isn't it fair to say that, yes, Plant is this is a undisputed fight, and Jacobs got 15 million and all that, but that was when the zone was launching, and they were throwing out a lot of money to people. Like budgets change, people in charge of the zone change. Like a lot of things have changed since then, right? And it's just that's not the same. They're no longer launching and throwing out money like that. You know what I mean? So I think Plant has to be a little realistic that he's not going to get that. I don't think he's going to get 15 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't see him getting 15 million, but I think 10 is a good price. I think it's a negotiation tactic. Caleb Plant knows that he has leverage right now. He knows that he has the missing piece of the puzzle. So, he's gonna play the waiting game right now. And we've seen it happen in the sport of boxing plenty of times. We've seen fighters from the PBC do the same thing. Deontay Wilder did it with AJ, and I think that's what's going on right now. And as you can see, Caleb Plant, his last fight was on Fox, on regular Fox. PBC, they are invested a lot in Caleb Plant. They think Caleb Plant can be a star. So I think they probably wait the fight out a little bit, but I think the fight will happen. I just think Eddie Hearn got to go deep in his bag and, give Caleb Plant what he wants. That's what I think.
Well, look, he can't hold the belt forever. I mean, at some point, I could see PBC saying, all right, well, fight Benavidez, because they could do that, fight Benavidez Plant. You know what I mean? But he ain't going to get Canelo money for that fight, and it's just as dangerous, in my opinion.
He could possibly lose that fight and then miss out on a big payday against Canelo. But I mean, you do make a good point, H. Anytime you're in negotiations with somebody, you're going to start high. Like, that's just the way it works. You have yourself a goal right here, right? You come in and negotiate. I'm going above that. I'm coming in above that. Okay, because this is what I want right here. This is what is realistic. This is what I want. So I get it. And then the belt is leverage as well because, undisputed, obviously. So, I mean, I get it. But, like, man, it just drives me nuts that there's no big push from the Plant side to make it happen, like, right away. Like, I just feel like as competitors, these guys are the two top super middleweights in the world. Like, their juices should be flowing right now. Like, this motherfucker thinks he's the man. No, I'm the fucking man. Okay, well, let's fucking fight and figure it out. Like, that's just the way I look at it, man, from my perspective.
Look, I'm glad I have you here, brother, because I see Devin Haney hasn't signed a new deal with Matchroom. What's going on? Yes. Are the Haneys playing games? Is Eddie Hearn playing games? Is the DAZN playing games? Like, what's going on? Who's playing games here?
I really don't think anybody's playing games. We know that Devin Haney is a free agent. He's one of the biggest names in boxing. He's the biggest free agent available right now in the sport of boxing. So he's weighing out his options, no different than LeBron James. When LeBron James was a free agent in basketball, Devin Haney's looking at all of his options right now. He got to make the best decision for his career. I see that Eddie Hearn, he was on the Boxing Voice today, and Eddie Hearn said that Devin Haney, I believe he got a similar deal to Canelo right now, where Devin Haney, he's not tied down to any network, but, he's willing to make all the fights on any platform. Devin Haney can go fight Teofimo Lopez on ESPN. This is what Eddie Hearn said today on the Boxing Voice. He said Devin Haney can go fight Gervonta Davis on PBC. I think this is the best. This is the best move right here, where you could go to any platform and you can make the biggest fights for the fans. And I think that's what Devin Haney is doing. He's trying to do the same thing as Canelo. And that's go make the biggest fights on any platform. And I think that's what the fans want.
So this is like the decision, right? Something like that?
Yeah, like the decision 2.0. The decision
I'm thinking
2.0.
my talents in South Beach.
Devin Haney might take his talents to the top rank. You never know.
Yeah,
take his talents to the PBC.
I seen that tweet. I seen Michael Benson tweeted it out today, and I retweeted and I just put, man, this is great news right here. To hear that Devin Haney is going to be like a free agent, like you said, he's going to be able to make fights wherever, kind of like Canelo. That's great. We can see all these fights now. There's no promotional stuff in the way, and that's what the fans want. That's what the real fans want. We want to see all these fights. We want to see these guys get it on. We want to know who's the best out of the crop. Beautiful stuff, man. I love it. I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. We just want to see the best fights as boxing fans. I want to see Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez. I want to see Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. So Eddie Hearn, is obviously one of the best promoters in boxing. Eddie Hearn, he promotes the fighters the right way. Eddie Hearn works for the fighters. The fighters don't work for him. You know what I mean? And it's going to be hard for a fighter to leave Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn, he got the biggest names in boxing, from Canelo Alvarez, Anthony Joshua. Why would Devin Haney want to leave somebody like Eddie Hearn, who got the biggest stars in the sport? Why would Devin Haney want to go sign a long-term deal with Top Rank? And we know that Terrence Crawford is complaining about Bob Arum. We know Teofimo Lopez, he just had a bad situation with Bob Arum and Top Rank. He was complaining, so I think Eddie Hearn right now is obviously the best promoter in boxing.
All right. You know what? I do agree with you. What's funny? Like he'll actually promote. Like, he goes on the Boxing Voice and talks about Eggington. Like, he talks about all his fighters. You know what I mean? And then he actually knows the names of the fighters in the podium. Like, De La Hoya will be reading off a piece of paper and shit. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is this dude doing?
He's got it written on his hand.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what is that? Like, you know what I mean? He's like this. This is Eddie Hearn. Like, this is Eddie Hearn. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is De La Hoya. Yeah, so we're going to have Canelo. He's going to be fighting Danny Jacobs. It should be a great fight. It is at middleweight, and it should be a great fight. And you wonder why Canelo dumped you, brother.
Yeah.
Like, you're wondering why he got rid of you. I mean, I don't think that's the one reason, but, nonetheless, you know what I mean?
Canelo was worn thin.
I don't know. I don't know how many people caught me. I'll be uploading a like a montage video today, guys, of my appearance on the Boxing Voice. You know what I mean? Because I was the main event. I showed up. I was the main event. The undercard was Eddie Hearn. You know what I mean? And these styles showed up, Dragon style. It was Shakaris on these motherfuckers. I took a Ness, his co-host, all his callers. I had to trigger this shit because they want to tell me that Tank Davis is a pay-per-view star. Listen to this dude. Just listen to this dude.
Blog talk, you must have been at a stop. Unmute. Yo, you hear me? You hear me? We do. Let's get to it, y'all. Inflation, Filmation. You heard? Filmation was He-Man. Filmation did He-Man. Filmation did Fat Albert, man. Listen, man, I don't know who this dude is, but you a hater. You a super hater. How you gonna say like Ryan is moving the needle? Ryan Garcia ain't doing nothing. That man Tank had a sold out joint. The whole shit was sold out. Nuts was there. Nuts showed us, yo. What you talking about, man? Come on, man. Stop the hate, man. Cause a little dude at 5'5" that's moving, that's doing the Canelo move, and Canelo's running with him. That's Canelo, man. He enjoys seeing him. How you gonna say he not pay-per-view? You talking about inflation, claymation, filmation. That shit ain't gonna work, man, on the Boxing Voice and the Fortuna. It's not gonna work, bro. Stop hating. When your man Ryan Garcia do something, come back. Holla at me. Holla at King Born. And we can do the pay-per-view numbers. You talk about inflation, the dollar value. Rosie Perez was there. Yo, Dr. J was there. Keith Simmons. He's not a star. He's not a star, right? So who's doing that? Ryan Garcia ain't doing that, my man. Come on, brother. You a hater. If you a hater, that's cool. We love you, but just admit you a hater. You feel me, Ness? You hating. You lost. Love you. Come back again. Peace.
Hey, go tell the price of milk. When the price of milk goes up, do you say, oh, inflation? When the dollar amount is worth less in your bank account, do you say inflation, all that? No, you don't, right? Like, do you say that like, oh man, this gallon of milk used to only be 99 cents when I was only 12 years old. Well, now I'm only going to pay 99 cents for it. No, right? You still got to pay the $3, the $4 for it, right? So it's not like inflation don't matter. Now, if you don't understand inflation, I could educate you about it. But if you don't understand it, that's okay. All right, so that's that. I just wanted to have everyone listen to that for a little bit. I'll upload the video today, but basically all I did was I was busting their balls a little bit, but you know they were comparing Tank and what he was doing to like greats like Pacquiao, and I said, bro, like Pacquiao did that in 2005. Like, you know, if you take into account inflation, dude, it's not even close. Right? That's all I was saying, but they got mad about it. You know, it is what it is. But
well, apparently, if people like Rosie Perez, and I love Rosie, don't get me wrong, but when was the last time she had a major leading role? Like I can't even remember.
Well, she was a white man can't jump.
Yeah,
bro.
she was Billy Hoyle's girl back in the day in '92. All right, Dr. J dunked the damn ball in 40 years. So we're talking about Dr. J was there. Like, get this guy out of here, man. He's a fanboy. That's all he is.
Hey, yo, I was dissecting. I was like Frankie Randall. I was like the surgeon in there. You know what I mean? Landing that jab, you know, keeping my distance. You know what I mean? But I'll upload that later. Ness out here telling lies that he destroyed me. Okay, let me tell you something, bro. When you ask everybody to press 1 if these styles hating, have to chat press 2, and that was your platform. All right. But I got love for Ness though. Okay, and I got his co-host to co-sign anyway what I was saying. But here's what I'll say. H Money, is this dude a star, a bona fide star? Is Tank Davis a mega star in your opinion? Pay-per-view star?
I wouldn't say he's a mega star, you know, but he does have a star power. Like, you know, we can't deny the fact that, you know, he sold out the stadium, and on top of that, it was very exciting. He did bring a lot of people out. Yeah, the arena.
The arena.
Yeah, the arena. He sold it out. It was very exciting, and I think he's a star, but when we talk about mega star, superstar, we talk about pay-per-view star. No, sir. He's working his way up. He's trying to become a pay-per-view star, but he's not yet. You know what I mean? I give him credit. He's bringing a lot of excitement to the sport of boxing, but he has a long way to go. 200,000 pay-per-view buys, that's not it, bro. You gotta get close to 1 million to be a pay-per-view star. Anytime Floyd Mayweather had under 1 million pay-per-view buys, it was a disappointment. And I think the same thing with Canelo Alvarez. You know what I mean? Anytime there was under 1 million, it was a disappointment. So I think he got a long way to go, my brother.
You know what he is? Before I go to G Funky, maybe he is a star. Maybe he's a twinkle, twinkle, little star.
He's a little star, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they want to wish upon a star that he's this big star. You know what I mean? He's a twinkle, twinkle, little star. He's a little star, little tank, 5'5" tank. But what do you think, H-Money? From what you heard, what's your reaction to the whole thing, by the way? And what do you think?
Yeah, I was actually watching your debate with Ness, in the morning. It was pretty good. Like, it was D-Style against everybody, but D-Style held his own. D-Style has some valid points, and a lot of people actually agree with D-Style. So, I thought it was very entertaining. I'm looking forward to seeing you more often on the Boxing Voice, my brother. It's a very great platform. And, yeah, man, Tank got a lot of work to do, bro. We want to see Tank fight the best. If Tank start fighting people like Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Lomachenko, Josh Taylor, then he will become a superstar, bro. But you got to fight the best and beat the best.
Facts, man. I love that shit.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Like, what do you think, G-Funky?
Look, man, here's what I'm going to say, man. These guys move the goalpost so much for Tank. They turned an extra point into like a 50-yard field goal with all the shit that they have to do to try to tell people that he's a pay-per-view star, right? Now I'm gonna make a point here, all right? I see a lot of these Earl Spence guys talk shit to the Terrence Crawford guys about how he's such a tremendous B-side to Earl Spence's A-side, right? Because Earl Spence does 300, possibly 300 pay-per-view buys, a couple times, right? And Crawford, the one time that he was on, how much did he sell? I mean, according to Coppinger, right? Because he's the only one that released numbers for Tank. But according to Coppinger, it was 200 for the Amir Khan fight. So nobody's calling him a pay-per-view star, right? I mean, or am I missing something here, right? These same dudes that are Tank fanboys are the same guys saying that shit about Crawford, that he's not a star. He's not a pay-per-view star. He can't sell tickets, right? He can't put asses in seats. Nobody wants to see him fight. Nobody buys his pay-per-view. But when Tank does the same numbers, he's a star. Like, this is ridiculous, man. This is absolutely ridiculous, okay? And this is the fucking problem, man. When we keep trying to make shit up to turn these guys into a star, this is what we're going to get. This is what we're going to get. Guys aren't going over 300 now. The last time we had a pay-per-view fight go over the 300 mark was Pacquiao versus Thurman. It did like 600,000 buys, okay? That was 2 years ago, man. 2 years ago. Before that, it was Triple G and Canelo. They broke 1 million. But come on, man. Like, stop moving the goalposts. I mean, not only are they moving it, but they're lowering it. Now 200 is a star. Like, this is crazy, man. Look, just like H Money said, he needs to fight the best guys. All the guys he named, those fights do better than Barrios and Santa Cruz combined.
Hey, H Money, brother, before we let you go, plug in your stuff, brother, to the YouTube audience. Of course, there's a radio audience listening as well. So go ahead and plug in your stuff, brother, before you go.
For sure, man. You guys subscribe to my channel, H Money Boxing on YouTube, H Money Boxing on Instagram and Twitter. I appreciate D-Style for having me. Shout out to G Funky. Shout out to Maestro A, B, the whole HCP. You guys are growing very fast. You're doing a great job in the sport of boxing. I appreciate the opportunity, man. And I'll be here anytime, bro. Thank you.
All right, brother. That's H Money,
stuff,
Mr. DAZN. Like, you know what I mean? But he might be Mr. Free Agent soon. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if maybe he's gonna stick around now.
That's
but let me
though,
tell you what I appreciate from Ness. Because at the end of the day, it was just banter, and that's normal and it's okay. Like me and Ness talked like nothing happened after. Like, it's just not that serious. You know what I mean? But that's how boxing talk should be. Like,
Yeah.
that's how it should be, guys. Like, you guys could have whatever opinion you want about Ness, right? Well, I don't like Ness's opinions because he said this and that, but he let me on. And I gave a contrary opinion, right? So you got to hear both sides. That's how things should be. All right? That's how things should be. And does it get heated? Of course, but it's supposed to. It's not that big of a deal. Like, you know what I mean?
Talk, man. Sports talk. Sometimes it happens, you know. Look at H Money was just on, right? The first time I ever even had an interaction with H Money, we disagreed on something, and you know, it got like a little loud and stuff like that. But then at the end of the day, we said, hey, you know what? Hey, it is what it is. We'll move on, and you know, that's what men do. You know, we don't hold grudges like that. You know.
But, what about the guy that said you were toxic? You know what I mean? You were toxic.
If you score a fight different than me, then you're toxic. All right.
Hey man, this has been a great show. Chief Funky, we're working on a guest for next week, man. And so you guys stay put, stay tuned. You know what I mean? And a lot of great things coming on HCP. I just want to give a rundown one more time, you know, just so you guys are aware. All right. And so we got Mondays, you know, this week it was earlier, but we'll be on after Mano a Mano, okay, on Mondays. Okay. Tuesdays, of course, HCP will be back on. Wednesdays, Women Crushing the Wednesday, and of course, Power Punchers. Thursday, we got the round table, followed by round table overtime. And of course, Ringside Reporter, man, every Sunday here on YouTube. Looking to expand, more shows coming from other content creators. So a lot of stuff to look forward to. All right. G Funky.
Yes, sir.
Give us some final thoughts, brother.
Well, I want to say this, you know, again, obviously, thanks to everybody that watched live and everybody that watches on archive. Subscribe to the channel, D-Style Boxing, G Funky Boxing here on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like button. Again, I'm going to continue to stress this to you guys because it's the easiest thing to do to support the channels. All right, hit the damn like button when you come onto the channel, whether you're live or you watch it after the live. That helps the channel more than anything. All right, so do that. And you know, I'm glad that we had H on because I did want to talk to him and get his thoughts on the Devin Haney situation. And look, man, people have called me a Haney hater and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, G-Funk's a real boxing fan, man. And I give credit where credit is due. And you got to give this guy credit for doing the free agent thing here, you know, because we could get these fights now. These fights are a real possibility now. So that's great, man. That's a great thing. We could see the Teofimo fights, the Ryan Garcias, the Lomachenkos, the Comes, whoever else, Jojo Diaz or Fortuna, whoever wins that fight Friday. Like, these are all possible fights now, man. So this is great news, man. I'm excited for it. So shout out to Devin Haney, you know, like H Money would say, Haney, you know, shout out to them for that. And that's really all I got to say, man. Thanks you guys for watching, and let's continue to do this thing, man. HCP Network is growing. So make sure that you tell your friends and your family, anybody that watches boxing or wants to hear more boxing content, let them know about the HCP Network.
Absolutely. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Women Crushing Wednesdays. I'll be the next show on the lineup. That is tomorrow. That is on In the Ring with Christine channel. The link has been posted there, so you guys can go subscribe to Christine. You can also always go to my channel page on channels. And I got the HCP crew right there. You guys can subscribe to all their channels, including G Funky Boxing, who's right next to me right now. Okay. With that said, this is D-Style Boxing. Hey, keep it boxing, guys.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7.